Feingold is an Asia political risk analyst. He joins us now live from Taipei. Welcome to the show. Now, you've got here a policeman turned politician. What will the John Lee era look like for Hong Kong?
Well, the expectation is he'll continue the implementation of the national security law. They'll also look to implement additional laws that Hong Kong is obligated to implement with regard to sedition and crimes of that nature. So there's no expectation that there'll be any kind of rollback of the new security regime that has been implemented over the past couple of years. What really is the unknown, given his background as a police officer, is how closely will he be able to work with the business community, which includes not just the local businesses, but the many multinational companies that have made Hong Kong a regional headquarters or the main location from which they do business in China. And then also other day-to-day issues separate from the security issues that the Hong Kong public might have high expectations about. Certainly one would be emerging from the COVID era. And one of the long-running problems in Hong Kong is the high cost of residential property. And people who are middle class or working class have great difficulty renting, let alone buying a home in Hong Kong. And not coming from a business background, certainly not from the real estate world, not from a kind of a government policy-making role, other than his experience as a police officer, there's a lot of uncertainty about his ability to execute on that wide range of issues.
Ross, tell us how people actually see him and how do they remember him? Because he was, correct me if I'm wrong, one of the faces of the national security law, and also he oversaw lots of arrests on activists and even raids on newsrooms.
Yeah, that's an interesting question because he was a very senior police officer and he had a long career in the police force. So he did have a bit of a public profile for his involvement going back years or decades in high-profile police cases, involving violent crime, things of that sort. But yes, you're correct. He was one of the public faces of the arrest of protesters during 2019. And the public, frankly, turned against the government, not just Carrie Lam, but the police as well. But as your report indicated, he was not selected by the public. He's selected by this very limited number of persons election committee. So the public doesn't have a say. Can he win over the public that perceives him as just being elected by a very narrow group of people, and that he's going to have his loyalties more to Beijing than to the people of Hong Kong? It's a very, very difficult challenge for him.
Indeed. Thank you so much. We've run out of time. Ross Feingold, live there from Taipei. Appreciate it.